Final look at the S&P 500 as we get ready to trade December week 4, 2022, heading into the Christmas holiday. We're starting off looking at the more simplified version of the daily chart, the one we throw the forks on and the major trend lines and so forth. We're looking at the whole year 2022, starting with our all-time high that was set in the first week of trading. And we see a major downtrend that began, and basically we've been underneath this whole year up until the point of the week we just finished trading, where we poked our head just a tiny bit above this downtrend and then failed and fell back. We had a single daily close and a single weekly close above the 200-day simple moving average, only to turn around here and sell off this week that we just traded and make a daily and weekly close below the 50-day. So this daily and weekly close above the 200-day turned out to be a major head fake. It looked like it might have been a bullish breakout attempt. So maybe on the other hand, this weekly close below the 50-day could be a head fake with a bearish breakdown attempt. We'll see. Maybe this will get completely contradicted next week the same way that this rally did over here. This is the same chart in close-up, and you can see right here, this was on, I believe, on Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday of the week we just traded. You can see we started off kind of bullish. I think we had the CPI data in the pre-market. We took this little look above this year-long downtrend and then sold off for the next 4 days. I think we had the Fed on Wednesday here. That didn't help matters at all. I don't think that anything was said that appeased the market overall. They only raised a half point instead of 3/4 of a point, which they have done the last few meetings. But still, the market sold off anyway. A lot of this could have been wrapped up in bets surrounding monthly OPEX and the fact that the ES December contract expired as well on Friday's open. And so maybe this sell-off had a lot to do with that and not really about what's actually going on underneath the surface. So like I said just a moment ago, maybe this head fake breakout here above the 200-day is going to be a similar head fake breakdown below the 50-day, meaning maybe we're going to come in and have our Santa Claus rally this week. And if we don't, then we know exactly where we're going. We're going to be filling, well, let's look at the next chart. Here was the intraday chart. You can see that on Friday we did work our way into this gap below us, this huge 100 plus point gap below us, and closed down inside of it. If we are going to continue to sell off, we're looking to fill this gap at 37.48 to maybe even just coming down here to around 37.50 and seeing a reversal and move back up. That would be a very bullish move. That would take care of closing this huge space below us, but it would trap in a lot of sellers by not quite filling the gap, and we could turn and get a great long entry from down here around 37.50. If we do fill this gap and trade lower, we have this 36.47, another 100 points lower at this backtest low that was made on October 21st. We've talked about this level many times. So 100 points lower from 37.50 on down to maybe 36.50. And if this area doesn't hold, we fully backtest and potentially make a lower low for 2022 if things just really get out of hand next week. If we come in bullish and maybe have a gap up open back above the 50-day, we go after our simple moving averages, just like always, like climbing a ladder. First the 100-day, the 10-day, the 20-day, the 200-day. If over the course of the first couple of days of this week we can get to the 200-day and close back above it, we will most certainly have a very spectacular rally to end the week. If we fail in any of these attempts in here, maybe it is once again just bets that are in place for OPEX at the end of the week that we're going to trade. There's also door number 3 where we come in on Monday and we just are sort of trapped in the same range we were in on Friday. I like to call that options hangover. Some bets that are just still hanging over from the previous week. And then we come in on Tuesday and we make a break one way or the other out of that range. So those are some scenarios to look for. And as far as where we go above the 200-day, we have our current December high from last week that was set on the 13th. If we break out above that, we go after the 2022 halfway back at 41.55. If we pull off a close above the 2022 halfway back, that puts us in the pilot seat to make our way back towards the all-time high over the course of the rest of this month and the first couple of weeks of January. Historically, we make major new highs in the first week or so of the new year, only to turn around and see that rug get pulled. So making some kind of a move above this halfway back puts us in that position to work our way back towards 48.18, the all-time high set at the beginning of the year we just traded. Maybe even failing somewhere in there and then pulling back from there, or going on to a new all-time high. I don't know if we have that in us. We're going to be heading into earnings season, and it's really all going to depend on that as we get into next year. So that's about it. That's all I've got to say. I hope you guys have enjoyed this account. I hope it's helped you out a lot. Hopefully we can find some options to trade this week. You guys can all make some money, and we can send this account off at Kiwi 24 Carolyn with a bang and going into Christmas. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and as always, good luck and good trading.